everyone, and welcome to the TESL Ontario Exchange video series developed by our members for our members. The aim of this video series is to provide a bank of short videos consisting of teaching gems, lesson ideas, strategies, technology tips for educators in the field of English language education. My name is Kiara, and today it gives me great pleasure to introduce our presenter, Sara Machan. So Sara is a multi-level ESL professor at Sheridan College. She is a proud graduate of Sheridan's TESL Plus program and an MA in Applied Linguistics from Mary Immaculate College. Her main passion centers around gamification and creativity in the classroom. Without further ado, take it away, Sara.
Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here with all of you. So today I'm going to show you how to create your very own escape room. And I'll actually show you through an example that I have here. So this is an escape room that I created, and it has to do with phonemic sounds for my foundations class. So it works very much kind of like a video game. You press the start button. There's instructions here, and all the instructions are recorded as well so that they can listen. And so you click start, you've got a room, you have to follow each instruction to choose the correct item. So for example, the first one would be cobwebs, and then you'll see a little level up and you can continue. If you click the wrong thing, it'll say, game over, you lose. And then when you click on the screen, it goes back to that previous screen. And so you just have to choose the correct item for each one. And again, it has to do with the correct sounds. And so as long as they do it correctly, they are able to move from place to place until they get to the very, very last. So I think this is the last one here. Treehouse, and then it goes to a congratulations, you escaped, you win. So it's a fun little game to get them to practice and want to actually win the game. And it works very much like a simple video game. So I'm going to show you how to create your very own. And I happen to make this one for a pronunciation class, but you can really do it for any skill. You can do grammar, anything for listening, speaking. Really, it's completely up to you how you want to set it up. This is just my example that you're free to copy and create your own. So let me start off by showing you how to do this. So I'll give you the instructions and I'll show you how to do it as we go along. So the very first thing I like to start off with is my background, which is going to be my room or whatever it is that you want it to be. If you're artistic, you can definitely draw your own room or just search Google for something. That's what I do because it can be very time consuming to draw everything yourself. You can even take a photo. So I have in the past done one for the TESL Plus students at Sheridan, and I ended up drawing the rooms from Sheridan, but because it was during pandemic times, I couldn't go in. But if I were to redo it, I would actually take pictures of the individual classrooms and hallways and do an escape room that way. But once you find the perfect picture of the room that you want, then make sure you save it somewhere in your computer so that you can make it your background. And you can either copy paste that picture directly onto your slide, or what I like to do is I like to make it my background so that it won't really move if I do anything to it. So to do that, you can right click on your slide, click format background, and then you're going to click the picture or texture fill, click insert, and then choose your room photo. So let's do this together. So I've got here my blank slide that I'm going to work through. And so what I'm going to do is go to Google, and I'm just going to find a nice picture to use. I really love like the kind of horror, whodunit, murder mysteries. So I always look for creepy room and the word illustration. If you're like me, like I like things to have like a cartoony video game look. So that's why I choose that. But you can certainly have it be a real room. For example, like this is a picture of a creepy room. I prefer the illustration style, but that's just me. So you can have a look at anything you want. So for example, let's say I really like this room here. I'm just going to save image as and call it room. Then I'm going to go back here to my slide. I'm going to right click and go down to format backgrounds. Then what you want to choose is picture or texture fill. And so it automatically does this. What you then want to do is go to insert and then go back to that picture that you just had. So here's my room. And great. So it's set up like this. Now, mine actually, if you notice, does have that watermark, which I don't want. So sometimes I'll notice it too late. And then I would just find another picture. Like no, these ones all have it. You just have to be careful. I actually forgot to do it. So I will zoom in and just double check. So this one actually works a little bit better. So I'm going to just use the nicer picture and replace it. And then that way I could show you again. So if you want to change it, just go into insert and choose your new photo and it'll change it for you, which is great. Now, I just chose this one as an example. You do want to choose one that has lots of different items so that you can go and find them. Or what you can also do is just add items. I've done that before as well, where let's say I wanted to add, a computer on the chair. If you look for computer and then no background, oops. You can find some sort of computer or item. Let's say I like this guy here, has a lot of watermarks, so I'd probably choose something else. And then you just want to make sure that the background disappears when you click it. So this one wouldn't be good, but maybe this one, when I click it, has the little checkered background. So I know I'm good to go. So I'll copy the picture and paste it. And then I would just adjust it. And let's say I want to put it here on the chair. So you're free to add items as well if you want to. And then let's say that that's the item that needs to be clicked on or whatever you choose to do. What I did for mine was I actually chose shapes to, write my items. So to do that, what I did was I clicked insert, clicked shapes, and then I found the shape I wanted. You can also find a button on Google that works too. So if you want to add things on Google from Google, anything works as long as you have something on top of your background. And that's what we're going to be using to make our buttons to make things work. So to do that, you want to click that item, click insert, then you're going to click action and then click hyperlink to choose your slide. So I've got here my item. It's a little bit hard to see. Maybe I'll put it over here so it's a little easier. And what I'll do is I'll show you how I did my escape room. I went to insert, shapes, and then I just chose like a little arrow shape. So we can do something like this. Pointing at my chair, let's say, and I'm going to write chair. So that's what I did with all of my items. And then I made it so that they either go to one screen or another. So that means that you have to click your item and you're going to go to insert, action, hyperlink. And when you click hyperlink, it goes to next slide because that's how PowerPoint is meant to work. It goes from one slide to another. However, you're interrupting this by creating buttons. So I instead I choose a slide, and then it shows you all the slides you currently have, and you can choose one to go to. So let's say I'm going to go back to my clues. So then I'll click OK and OK. And that way, even if I add more slides and rearrange my order, it will always go to the slide that I specified. And then it's the same thing if you get like a Google image. So our computer right here, you're going to go to Action and Hyperlink. And then same idea, you're going to go to Slide and then choose the slide that you want. So let's say I want it to go here, click OK. So now what happens is when I play my PowerPoint, like so, and I click the chair, it goes to the slide that I specified. If I click the computer, it goes to a different slide. And that's really important because that's how you set up your game. Now, one really important thing as well is the audio. I find it very useful when creating my games. I like to use it as instructions because of accessibility and also because it's good for our students to listen as well as read. So to do this, you're going to go to Insert, Audio, Record Audio, and then you're going to record whatever it is you want and click Insert. You can also pull in things, any type of audio you want. I end up recording it myself. And something that I've noticed is that the audio button or the icon can be a little bit challenging to see because it is white. And if you tend to keep a lighter background, it's a bit of a challenge. So I often do change it. And to do that, you can right click the audio icon, choose Change Image, and then replace it with the photo or icon that you have saved. So I'll show you what I mean here. My item is a chair, and in my particular game, since it had to do with pronunciation, every item I had myself record so that they could listen and find the correct sound. So what I did was I went to Insert, Audio, and then I went to Record Audio. So in this case, we have chair. So I'm going to click the red button, chair. And, let's say I'm happy with that. I'm going to click Insert, and it looks like this. So this is what I mean. Right now, we've got a dark background, so it's easy to see. It works fine, but I do like to change it up a little bit just because I find it hard to see if I have a lighter background. So I'll either find something online, like I'll type in audio icon, no background. Or even I've just selected items in the past before, like I'll have an actual picture of something or clue that has the sound. You can really choose anything you want, but like I said, it is a bit hard to see. So I do like to choose something different. Like I find, something like this is nice. Anything that's a little bit more clear, especially if some of the students have trouble with visual items, it's helpful if you can make it more clear for them to see. So I'm just going to try to find a nice one here. This red one looks okay. So I'm going to go to Save Image As, and then save it. I've got my audio here. When I right click, I'm going to go to Change Picture. And I'm going to find that picture, click Insert, and now it looks like this. And you can play around with the size make it bigger, smaller, if I want to add it to my little arrow here, or beside where it says chair, whatever it is that you want to do with it so that it's there. And when you click on it, chair, it does play your audio. So you can do something like this. You can even use this laptop as your audio icon, whatever you want to do. Or you can leave it the same. I left it the same for my game because it was darker background, so it was okay. Now, something to keep in mind, when you click on PowerPoint, it does want to shift to the next one. So anything that you don't want to move. So let's say you want them to click on, you don't want them to click on this arrow, or you don't want them to click on the laptop. You just want the laptop to be part of your background for whatever reason. If you click that, it will move to the next slide. So you go to action, and then same idea, hyperlink to slide, and then choose the slide it's currently in. So this is my 6th slide. I'm going to click slide 6. If I click OK, now, as you can see, if I click that laptop, nothing happens, which is good. Let's say it's just part of my background. I don't want you to touch it, but I want you to move when you click chair. You're specifying that. So those are really the keys to creating your game. The other thing that you want to do is create your lose win screens, because you want it to move, right? So what I did was I found a GIF that I like, but you can use a picture and make it your background, and then click it, go to insert action, and then click hyperlink and choose the slide you want it to return to. So this is really important. What I did was, for each room I have, I create 2 different slides. So if this is my first room here and I've got my buttons and everything, now I have my 2 fresh slides, and I just remove everything from them to make them completely blank. And so what I want to do is create my, winner or you lose. I like to use GIFs for this because I find that it's a little bit more fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some sort of GIF level up. Okay, so any of these work. There's this guy. You can find something, that moves a little bit more. Or, here's a Mario one, for example. So once you find one you like, just copy your image and paste it on. If it's a GIF, you want to copy paste so that it will move. If you add it to the background, I don't think it will actually move. So I've got my level up here, and now I need, you lose or try again. So we've got, something like this. Again, copy and paste it. And I like to just move it so that it becomes the entire slide, but it's up to you how you want it to look. And now you want to set it up so that your items will go either to the level up or the try again. So because it's an escape room, if we go back to my previous example, for each room, I've got a handful of different things and only one correct item, because that will lead you to the next to escape. So most of the items in the room that I've pointed to will lead you to the game over, you lose screen, and only one will lead you to the level up. So to do that, let's say I've got my 2 items here, and in order for them to level up, they have to click this chair. So click that item. You're going to go to action, hyperlink to slide, and I'm going to choose my level up. So as you can see, that's my one up screen. Good. Done. Now the laptop, let's say, is my you lose. So if they click that, it's not the correct thing. So again, you're going to go to action, hyperlink to slide, and then we're going to choose the try again slide. So when I click on it, my chair goes to level up and my computer goes to try again. Perfect. Now that you've got your level up and your try again, and you've set up all your buttons that way, what you want to do is specify where these guys go. So mine is super simple. What I did was, if you have to go to try again, you have to click anywhere on the screen and it'll take you back to that first room because you have to try to escape it. So if I click on my GIF and go to action, hyperlink to slide, I'm going to click that room so that it means you have to go back. So now if I click anywhere on this slide, it's going to take me back to that room so I can try again to escape. On the other hand, if you're leveled up, that means that you want to go to the next room. So I'll set up my slide for my next room like so. So that's going to be slide 9. And what I like to do is I like to add a little button, or you can even just choose the GIF itself, but I'll show you buttons that I do. So I'll select continue button, no background. And then you can kind of just scroll through and see what you like, as long as there's no background. So it should look white when you're just scrolling. And then when you click on it, it should turn into this little checker pattern over here. That's how you know it's completely transparent. So this one seems fine. I'm going to copy and paste it. And you can make it as big or as small as you like. What I'm going to do now is, because I don't want to use my GIF, I want to use that button. I'm going to click on that GIF and go to action, hyperlink to slide, and I'm going to choose this slide, the one up slide, so it won't move. But the button is going to get you to slide 9. So I'm going to do the same thing, action, hyperlink to slide, and this time I'm going to choose my blank slide 9. And now what I've done is I've created a pathway. So when I go to my escape room here, if I click my wrong item, I'm going to go to try again. So if I click that slide, it'll take me back to my room. Once I click the correct item, it goes one up. And now I can move on to my next room by clicking next. Now, of course, my room is empty, but that would have my next items. And so it would be basically for every room 2 slides for the try again or level up, and then you go to the next room. And you can make as many rooms as you want. And all you really have to do when you've decided, okay, I've done, for example, 10 rooms, this is enough, you just need to create your congratulations you escaped, which works very similar. So let's do that with my slide 9 to show you. Again, I just find a GIF that says congratulations or you win. So, I mean, anything that you want. Well, this one looks kind of funny. So copy that image, paste it, and then you can, arrange it however you want. So let's say I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to write, I'm going to put a little text box here and write, "You escaped." Just like I did with my first one, and then just make sure it's nice and big. Something like that. And so once you know this is it, this is my last room, it'll work something like this. The one up will go to that very last slide. So again, you click the wrong item, try again, and then go back to the room. When you press the correct item, it goes level up. Next, you escaped. Or instead of having that level up, you can just change it to the "you escaped," and then that would end the game. So however you want to do it, but the key is those hyperlink buttons, because they will get you where you want to go in your presentation. And so once you've done enough rooms, it'll look something like this. So if you look at my example here, you've got a room, and then my 2 level up game over screens, and then another room. And so you've created a pattern until you get to the very end. And here I've got in the last room my game over, and then my congratulations, you escaped room. And then that brings you to the end. And if you want here, you can also add a little home button with the same idea that I've showed you, and then have it go back to the start. I've done that as well. So I'll find a little Google button or like a picture of a house, and when they click it, I hyperlink it to my very, very first slide, and then they go back to start. Or you can leave it as is, like I have. Totally up to you. And like I said, this isn't the only kind of way you can do it. I have done another one in the past with sentence stress. So you can't escape stress. And this one, I did have a little riddle, and then a little bit of something on word stress. And then they have like a little video here. Then they have, the stress. So this one, I made it a game, but it's also a lesson. And so same idea, I just hyperlink all the buttons so that they go between the slides that I want them to choose. And then, there's lots of different things you can do. I think this would also be really great for grammar concepts, but really anything that you want. And the key is to just hyperlink to wherever it is that you need it to go. And that creates the buttons, which creates your game flow. So that's pretty much how you can create your own escape room. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to help.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sara, for sharing such wonderful insights on incorporating escape rooms into PowerPoint presentations. It's been a great pleasure to hear you speak. The TESL Exchange video series delivers more education to you in bite-sized videos from ELT professionals once every month. So if you liked our video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to contribute to an educational video, make sure to check the link in the description below. Thank you so much for listening, and see you again soon.